to another CB125 Cafe Racer build video. This is part 23, 22, 22, 23. Basically it's the first bike video of the year, not to mention the last one I posted, which as you could tell it's a very different style of video. I want to bring some more cinematics to these videos and hopefully you'll like the progression this channel's going in. So subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, follow me on Instagram, link down below, and let's carry on, shall we? All this nastiness is because of the fuel spillage out of the tank, but I'm not too fussed because this is only cosmetic, this is just on the outside. The actual problem is on the other side. Now I don't know if you can see these little spots here and that sort of thing. These are where the fuel has leaked through and it's come through and eating the paint away. The fuel needs to be inside the tank and not coming out. You can see here I've got a new cap. This one here has a much better seal on it and actually has a lock too. So rather going through all the hassle of filling it up with cider vinegar again, because that's not going to do it this time. We need to do something a bit more permanent, and that's actually going to seal the tank properly. So I've gone on the internet, found what I can see is the best kit to buy. So yeah, let me show you what I've bought. POR15 motorcycle fuel tank repair kit. In the kit you get the cleaner and degreaser, and that's what you clean it out with and get rid of any contaminants and anything like that. You get the metal prep, which is what you put in before that you actually seal the tank, just to kind of give it a I'm guessing it kind of like neutralizes any acid or anything that's in there. And then you actually get the sealer itself, the fuel tank sealer, and this handy little brush. So I've left a link down below where you can actually purchase the kit from in case it's something that you're interested in. If this video is any use to you, hopefully you can follow it along and you can see if this kit's good for you. I've not looked at the kit yet, I've not looked at the instructions, so we'll go over them together and let's just see if we can actually fix this tank. So the first thing we need to actually do is remove all the fuel that's still in the tank, which I'm guessing is going to be pretty rank anyway because it's been sitting in there for a while. Once we have removed the fuel, we then need to remove the pitcock. This is probably an easy way of doing it. I've got it from the tap, hose down to a filter, and then that can like filter out any impurities, and I can then get it straight down into the jerry can. So some of you might just be thinking, why don't I just get a new tank rather than going through all this bloody awkwardness of having it all sealed? The main reason is this seat hump here actually fits the tank and no other tank is made to fit this tank. Then you might think to yourself, why don't you just get the same tank? Again, not as easy. I have searched all over the internet trying to find what this tank is. Apparently it's a CB125 1980 odd Brazilian model, and again, like, I've scoured the internet, you just don't come across them. I've not seen one for sale anywhere. I've not even seen another photo of the same one. I've seen some similar, but they've never got the same fitting or anything like that. At the end of the day, it's just gonna be one of these tanks where I've made everything fit what I've got here, so I have to make it work one way or another. Which means if I have to weld the tank, I've got to weld it. If I need to seal it, I need to seal it. It's just what it is. So what I need to do now is remove the seat in order to get access to the bolt to remove the tank, and then we're pretty much ready to start prepping it and cleaning it and all that. So let's just crack on, get the seat removed, get the tank off and start sealing. Oh, you don't want to see this, guys. I've made an absolute mess. now we've got the tank virtually empty and it's loose, we need to run some clean water through it to get rid of any last little bits of fuel and all that sort of thing. Then we can actually go on with the process of adding the degreaser, and we'll go through the technicalities. So what I'm going to do now is go and get some clean water, fill it up, give it a slosh round, empty it, and then we will come back and add the degreaser. Being the British winter, it's still pitch black about 6 o'clock at night, so sorry for the bad lighting, but we'll make do, guys, we'll make do. Ah, there we go. Thought it was empty. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. What I was about to say before I was rudely interrupted is I'm going to use the old pitcock because I have a brand new one to seal the bottom of the tank to keep everything in. And then I'm just going to use the old fuel cap as well, which means then I don't have to worry about cleaning those parts or getting them, destroying them at all. So it just makes sense to do, because in the description it says you need to cover it with duct tape or cork, and I've got neither of those, so the old pitcock will have to do. Now the tank's all flushed out, I can actually go and get this degreaser put in. It says I need to use 4 parts warm water to 1 part of this, so what I'm going to do is empty the entire contents of this into the tank, and then go and get some warm water and fill this up another 4 times and fill it in. And then it's the important part, I need to put the cap back on and slosh it round and rotate. They call it rotating the tank for the next 20 minutes, so it's going to be a boring process. I won't put you through watching all that, but it's necessary, so let's just crack on with it. So 1 part down, another 3 to go. Part 2, part 3, and part 4. I've got the old fuel cap. I don't have to worry about that being dirty on the inside. And all we need to do now is give it a good shake for 20 minutes. And now I've got to give it 20 minutes of a good shake and turn and twist, which is going to be stupidly boring. I'm going to do a little time lapse of this. So what time is it?
It's been 2 minutes.
I should. Oh, I can't swear. I'm gonna have to bleep that out. But my arms are killing me, and it's only been 10 minutes. And that's 20 minutes. What I'm gonna do now is go and take it outside, empty it all out, run it through with water again, and then we need to put the metal prep inside and do the exact same process all over again for another 20 minutes. So I don't need to go to the gym tonight. No. Oh. Right, so that's completely empty. We've flushed it through, swilled it out, and it's fine. It's got rid of everything inside. This is now what we're gonna put in and repeat the process. Oh, it's blue. Glug, 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 glug. Wish me luck. So I should have really got a photo before, but I've actually cleared all the metal prep out, and this is how it's looking. As you can see, that's pretty clear metal. There's a few specks here and there, but that's so much better than what it looked like before. Hopefully this sealing stuff will actually work. So now that's all done, we've ran warm water through it. I've got to dry it as best I can. They recommend I get a hair dryer, but I've only got a heat gun. I'm going to put it on a low setting, and we've got to dry it out as best we can, because in order to apply the sealer, the coating, you have to have it bone dry, and that's obviously not going to be today. I'm going to heat it up as best I can, get their air gun in there for a bit, leave it next to a radiator overnight, and then I'll probably come back tomorrow, and then we'll add the seal coat, and hopefully we'll have a sealed tank.
Don't worry, it's just me.
Okay. So it's the very next day and the tank now is bone dry. That is an important part of the next step. The tank has to be the driest it can be because the sealer won't sit or stick to the metal otherwise. So saying that, we can actually now seal this damn thing. So this sealer comes with a little brush. It says on the instructions, so I have to pour the entire contents of this sealer into the tank. Cover the fill hole, slowly rotate the tank, covering all surfaces and seams, then drain for at least 30 minutes and allow 96 hours to dry. That's quite a long time. What I'm going to do, because obviously this little brush has come with it, I'm going to open this up, put some on this brush, use this brush to go around all the filler because it's still looking a little bit rusty metal, and I want to make sure that that's all covered. Then I'm going to pour the entire contents in there and do exactly what the instructions say. Just roll it around, make sure all the surfaces are covered, and then let it drip dry for the next 30 minutes. So let's just crack on, get this thing sealed, and hopefully we can have a nice solid tank. Right, so I've just done one coat and let it dry for half an hour. Quite a bit has come back out, so what I'm going to do is seal it off, which I just have done, pour this back in and kind of do another coat over it, just to kind of double seal it basically, because it is a pretty bad tank. Yeah, and just do this and rinse and repeat, and then leave it for the 92 hours it specifies to completely dry. So, oh, that smells strong. So unfortunately that's all we've got time for in this video. It's now just a matter of waiting for it to all cure and set for the next couple of days. So saying that, we've got more content coming for you real soon regarding the bike, so stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel if you like what you see, smash that like button, and I shall see you in the next video.